Hello everyone. This is Geaux Astros, and we're here for Game 2 in Arlington. The Astros versus the Rangers. This will be part 2 of a trilogy between the Astros and the Rangers, who have no love lost for each other. So let me double check my audio right quick. Let's see here. Okay. It seems that everything is running all right. We should be good to go. First pitch of the game is going to be coming shortly. Whoa. Give me 1 second. Trying to get a couple of other things worked out here before the game starts. Make sure everything is lined up and correct. It's looking good. Okay, I've already updated the information for the game on screen. I'll go ahead and share that with you now, a little bit of the details of who's starting for the Rangers and the Astros. And we're going to start with the starting pitchers. Framber Valdez is on the mound today for the Astros. Past few games, his ERA has been under 3. Oh, goodness. Coffee's good. One of the recent games that Valdez pitched, Astros bats weren't doing so hot, and they came back and got him a win. He got really lucky with that. As for the pitching on the Rangers side, we have Tyler Mala. Let's see if I can give you a little bit of information about him. Okay, well, that's interesting. I don't see any stats. I see his 2023 stats on ESPN. But for 2024, it seems that he hasn't pitched at all this year. For those who are Ranger fans or know about this guy, maybe you can confirm that for me. I can tell you that right now, Framber Valdez's record is 10-5. His ERA is 3.56. 108 strikeouts, 107 hits, 38 walks, and he's given up 10 home runs. No information at all about Mala, so I'm just guessing he hasn't pitched this year. Got to be. Leading off for the Astros, the visiting team here at Globe Life Field in Arlington. It's going to be my personal hero, Jose Altuve, followed by Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, who's going to be playing left field, Yainer Diaz at the catching position, Jeremy Pena, then John Singleton. The Astros do have a guy in the game from the minor league, from AAA, Zach DeCenzo. Zach DeCenzo has been tearing it up over the last 11 games, batting in the high 300s. So he's going to be in the DH position. He's going to be in the DH position, batting just behind Singleton. Jake Myers will be in the 8th slot, and then Chas McCormick. So the, I guess you could say, DeCenzo is a question mark. We don't know how he's going to perform today, but he has been doing really, really well. But between Singleton, Myers, and McCormick, the bottom of the batting order otherwise looks pretty shoddy right now because those guys just haven't been performing. Myers and Singleton both are batting .230. McCormick is batting a miserable .209. Zach DeCenzo in this season 11 games in AAA is batting .391. He's almost batting .400 right now. Jose Altuve is standing at the batter's box. Everyone is standing there with their hands on their hips waiting for the go-ahead. All right. Clock starts. Malley is how they're pronouncing Mala's name, so I guess I'll follow Malley. First pitch from him is in the top of the zone for strike one. Altuve is batting .301 this season. His average has come down just a little bit recently. He's been a little cold the past couple of games. He was way up to .310, and it's kind of come down. Next pitch is outside for ball, 1-1. Next pitch comes in pretty quickly, and that will be up and in for ball 2. 2-1 against Altuve. Altuve. Yeah. Altuve's last 20 at bats, he's only had 2 hits. There's a swing and a miss. That's 2-2. Altuve. Malley has the pitch. Here it comes. That's outside. 3-2. Full count. Tyler Malley pitching to Jose Altuve. And here comes the full count pitch. This one's grounded to the left side. It's going to be a slow bouncer. Does he have time to get him? He does. Big stretch at first base. That throw by Seager almost pulled the first baseman off the bag, but he was able to stretch and get it just enough. Altuve missing a base on error there by just a little bit. Zach DeCenzo, the DH for the Astros, coming up from AAA. He's got a pretty serious look on him. Bregman comes at the bat. The very first pitch nails a line drive right down the line. It looked like it was fair. Bregman hesitated at first, but then he took off running. They're showing the replay there, and the umpire said it was foul. But, man, that was close enough for the Astros to have a replay on. That was really close. Nice hit by Bregman, but they're going to go to the next pitch. So strike one. This ball's on the outside corner, or just outside the corner for ball 1-1. 1 out, 0-0. Bregman swings and bounces one down the third base line. This time it's going to be fair, and he's going to turn and go to second. That ball's all the way down to the wall. So Bregman does get his hit down the line. Beautiful hit by Bregman. That one wasn't the hard line drive. It was a bouncer on the ground, but it was perfectly down the line. So there was no chance for the third baseman to get it. Just over the bag and out of the reach of the third baseman, and it rolled all the way into the corner in left field, all the way to the wall. Yordan Alvarez comes up with Bregman on second and 1 out. Inside, called ball 1, just off the plate. If just the Astros' top half of the batting order would start performing like they can, then there's no reason to think that the Astros wouldn't win this game. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Another one inside in the exact same spot, this time called a strike. So the umpire calls the first one a ball and the second one a strike, but there was no difference in location on those pitches. Both of them were about an inch off the plate, out of the zone. 1-1, here comes the pitch. That was a good-looking pitch on the outside corner, taken for strike 2. Jordan's just standing there looking at his feet. Gotta swing that bat, man. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. That one's a little high, 2-2. Jordan batting .298 right now. He's lost a little traction on his batting average. He was up over .305 before. Had some cold games recently. And here comes the 2-2 pitch rather. Alvarez hits it out to left field. That's going to be a single. Bregman has to hold up, but Bregman is on third and Jordan is on first. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Opposite field single, just lined out into left field there. He just hit it straight to the left fielder though. Had a little bit of meat on it, so there wasn't any good time for Alex Bregman to make an attempt on the plate. That brings up Yainer Diaz. Diaz has been pretty hot the past couple of months. First pitch is inside for a strike. Diaz batting .295. He has brought his average up a lot. 1-0, 1 out, 2 hits for the Astros. Yainer Diaz with a 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch. This one's skied up, but it's not going to be very deep, so Bregman's not going to be tagging. That's caught by the second baseman in shallow center field. That's going to be out number 2. Runners stay in their positions, first and second. This is a good opportunity for the Astros to break their habit of leaving base runners on in scoring position especially. Yeah, multiple hits in 2 games. Last 8 games, they're batting .140 with runners in scoring position. That is completely unacceptable, and that's why the Astros have been losing games they should have won. Jeremy Pena comes up with runners on the corners, 2 outs. Here comes the first pitch from Malley. That's way outside, ball 1. Nice to see Pena not swinging at that. He did have a decent game yesterday with a couple of hits. Let's see if he can continue that here. Here comes the pitch. That one is also just off the plate for ball 2. Pena's a right-handed batter, so for him that was just a little bit outside, but that was the exact same pitch that they called a ball and a strike on Jordan that was inside. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Malley. That one's also just outside the zone. Malley just missing the zone by inches here. 3 balls and no strikes, threatening to load the bases. Interesting to see if Pena's going to be swinging here or if he's just going to be taking. I'd like to see him get a hit. Here comes the pitch. And he swings, but same exact spot. Literally the exact same spot as Yainer Diaz, shallow center. Second baseman drifts out and gets it. So the Astros once again come away with nothing. They strand runners on first and second in the first inning. My God, I hope it's not another one of those games. If it's another one of those games, I'm not sure that I can take it. The Rangers have coming up the top of their order. Semien, Young. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking. I need to scroll up there. The screen is so weird, this MLB TV screen. Smith, Seager, and Semien. So Josh Smith is the leadoff batter, the left fielder. followed by Corey Seager, and then Marcus Semien. Astros have 2 hits, but nothing to show for it. Rangers with their first opportunity of the game in just a moment, whenever we come back from this break. Anyone who's joining today, I appreciate you being here. It is Wednesday morning here in Japan, 9:17 a.m. I woke up just a little over an hour ago. I'm on summer break. I study Japanese here. And during summer break, we don't have classes, but we have a ton of homework. So I have to do that every day. Try to get that finished by the time we come back from break. And for a part-time job, in order to help pay for my bills and such, I teach online classes, but I decided to start this channel called the Astros games, and hopefully later on the LSU Tiger football games. Hope to build up something that I can use for alternate income, but anybody interested in helping out, simple like on the video would be great. Subscribe, and even donation links are in the description. Framber Valdez is on the mound now, ready to go. Here comes the first pitch to Josh Smith. That's going to be a little high and inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Valdez slowly delivering the next pitch. That one cruises into the bottom of the zone and it clips it, but the umpire doesn't care for it. That's going to be ball 2. On base percentage for Smith is .369. That's pretty darn good. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one's right on the outside corner for strike 1. 94 miles per hour. Next pitch is also on the outside, but that one misses by a good 2 inches. 3 balls and 1 strike. Valdez missing those strikes inside and outside. After a quick break, Valdez is back on the mound. Here comes the delivery. That one's right down the middle. It's grounded to Singleton, who just takes it himself and steps on the bag. No problem. Out number 1. Smith is put away. That'll bring up Corey Seager. Curveballs, sinkers, changeups. These are the primary pitches. Interesting, in July, not a single left-handed batter was able to hit that curveball from Valdez. Seager is in the box. Here comes the pitch from Valdez. Swing and a foul ball back out of play for strike 1. My first cup of coffee always goes quickly. Here comes a 1-0 or 0-1 pitch rather. Wow, that one was also just clipping the top of the zone, but called ball. 1-1. Seager just keeps standing in the box waiting for Valdez as he gets the rosin bag, and finally here comes the next pitch. Nice curveball in there in the bottom of the zone, strike 2. Average versus curve, the lowest average of any pitcher in July, .048. And there we go. There's another strikeout as the left-hander Corey Seager goes down swinging on another curveball. Literally the most dangerous curveball in all of Major League Baseball, right there in Framber Valdez's left hand. Even worse for left-handers, they don't have a single hit on that curveball. That's pretty crazy. Marcus Semien is in the box now. First pitch from Valdez. He swings and he bounces it to Singleton. Singleton takes it himself again, steps on the bag. So that's 2 unassisted ground ball outs for John Singleton and 1 strikeout for Valdez. Valdez continues to get the ground outs. which is his MO. Typically, he gets a ton of ground balls, and as long as he's not mentally off, you will typically see a large number of double play balls. So if somebody does get on base, there's a really good chance that the next batter will ground into a double play when Valdez is on the mound. So let's see what we've got coming up. I'm looking forward to seeing DeCenzo, the DH from AAA, in this game. I'm really hoping that he does something here that the Astros can build on and that the fans can get behind, because in the past 3 games, the Astros had another new guy. He started his first game a few games ago, Leon, and he had a really good at-bat, the very first at-bat, but from there, he hasn't done much. So he's not in the lineup today. DeCenzo is going to be up on deck. John Singleton is first batter of the inning for the Astros. Top of the second here, 0-0. They're showing highlights of Jake Myers hitting 2 home runs against the Yankees this time last year. Pretty interesting. Jake Myers really needs to be doing that right now. He's only batting .230 this year. First pitch to Singleton by Malley is outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. That one's also a little outside. Ball 2. Good eye so far for Singleton. Not swinging at any of that. Here comes the pitch from Malley. That one's also just on the edge of the zone, but the umpire calls that one a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Same exact spot, called strike 2. Not really sure if I'm feeling this umpire, because these pitchers are putting a lot right on the edge of the zone, and it's like a 50-50 chance what the umpire decides to call it. Even count, 2-2. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss by John Singleton. Pretty disappointing at bat there. High fastball gets him swinging. 1 out. That'll bring up our pinch hitter, Zach DeCenzo, his first MLB bat here. All of his stats right now are 0. Here comes his first swing and miss. First pitch looks like a curveball. Fouled back. This will be the 27th pitch for Malley. Had quite a few pitches since the Astros had a couple of base runners last inning. This one's in the dirt for ball 1, 1-1. I believe that he was playing for the Space Cowboys, the Houston AAA team. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. A little outside, but after a delay, the umpire calls it a strike. So there we go again with the balls just outside the zone. The umpire being inconsistent. 1 ball, 2 strikes to DeCenzo. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Strikes him out like he did John Singleton. There was a little bit of a tip on that ball, but 93 miles an hour. Sits him down. DeCenzo's first MLB at bat. Goes down swinging. Strike. Strike 3. That'll bring up Jake Myers, who on this date a year ago had 2 home runs in the same game against the Yankees. First pitch to him is right in there for strike one. I just heard them make a joke, but it's sad and true. Next pitch is grounded to shortstop. He'll play it pretty quickly, but the throw rather, I don't know why I keep saying that. The throw from Seager was once again way off the bag, and this one was too far for him to grab and tag the base, so he was able to tag Myers just before his foot got to the bag. Good play by the first baseman to save Seager's terrible throw. That's 2 throws by Seager already in this game that were just absolutely awful. The first one was way off to the left, and this one was way off to the right. He got lucky, though, because the first baseman was able to place the tag on Myers to get the third out. But, man, Seager needs to focus in if he wants to get those outs at first base. That's fine for the Astros. Us Astros fans, we don't mind terrible throws from the shortstop. But the Rangers might not be too happy with it. Two hits, no runs for the Astros going into the bottom of the second. No hits, no runs for the Rangers so far. Josh Young will be the first batter up for the Rangers, followed by Wyatt Langford and Adolis Garcia. I heard the comment made that the Astros pitchers are basically going gangbusters right now with the amount of strikeouts that they're throwing. The starters have really just been balling. The starting pitching staff recently for the Astros, they've just been tearing it up. But at the same time, the Astros batters have also been tearing it up by getting a lot of strikeouts. So the pitchers are getting a lot of strikeouts, but their batters are getting a lot of strikeouts. So it's like, yeah, that's not a good combination. You got to be hitting the ball, right? Young is up in the box. Here comes the first pitch from Valdez. That's fouled away. Strike one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that one's just a little low, right on the inside corner. Ump lays off. Ball one, 1-1. Now I finally know why Young's batting average was so crazy. 1-2 is the count. Swing and a miss there. When Young came in against the Astros for the first time, I saw his average was way up there, 300 something. It's still 324. And I was trying to figure out what the heck. Why haven't I heard about him playing such an amazing season? But then I found out that he had been injured, and so he's only played a small amount of games since being back. So that explains the batting average being out of whack. 1 ball, 2 strikes pitch. Got him on the curveball, strike 3. That's going to bring his average down to 316. Wow, that was a big drop. 324 now to 316. That's pretty interesting. The lowest ERAs versus the Rangers in the last 7 years. Out of the top 5, 3 of those are Astros pitchers. First pitch is right in there for strike 1 against Wyatt Langford. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. That one's just a little outside. Looks like it's going to be ball 1, and it is. Can't never tell with this particular umpire. And I've got my second cup of coffee. This is the weak one. The 1-1 pitch is on the way. Just misses on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Valdez walks off the mound. Takes just a moment to gather himself. Now he's back up on the rubber and looking for the call. And here comes the pitch. Langford hits it. A tapper to Pena. Pena charges, fires the first, just barely gets him in time. Good play by Pena, who finishes it with a throw that is the total opposite of what Seager has been throwing. A bullet straight to Singleton, beating Langford by a good step. 2 outs. Adolis Garcia comes up to bat. He's batting .209 this season. Has a .219 career average versus Valdez. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Oh and 1. Here comes the 20th pitch from Valdez. That's a bouncer to Valdez. He fields it and fires to first. And for once in his life, Valdez fires a strike to first base. Yeah, he's laughing. Bregman and some of the other guys are making fun of him and laughing at him. Altuve. Yeah, they know what's up. Any of you who know anything about Valdez, you know that he's not known for his gold glove and his throwing to first base. He makes some of the most nonsensical fielding plays. So every time the ball is hit to him, you just kind of cringe and you close your eyes and peek through your fingers at what's going to happen. But he got it that time for out number 3, thank goodness. So the Rangers still have no hits, no runs through 2 innings. We're going to go into the top of the third. Top of the third with the Astros back at the top of the lineup. My personal hero, Jose Altuve, is up, followed by Alex Bregman with some LSU power. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Chas McCormick is going to start things off, followed by Altuve and Bregman. Once again, my screen information was not displaying correctly. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any games on MLB TV before, but the way the screen works is you've got the video screen, and then underneath it you've got the scoreboard, and then next to that you've got the who's pitching and who's at bat, followed by on the side the on deck and in the hole batters, and then above that on the right side of the screen you have the lineups for both teams. You can click on which team you want, but if you're using a mouse and you scroll on the screen, it's easy to miss that this is a scrolling chart. So sometimes the information that you see on there, it appears to be the updated information, but actually it's not. Chas McCormick swings out on the first pitch and he drives it deep out to right field all the way to the warning track, and Garcia is able to catch it all over his shoulder. Nice opening smack by McCormick, but he needed another 6 feet to get it to that wall. Most seasons with 300 plus batting average among active players, Altuve, if he can finish this season over 300, he'll be in the lead. That's awesome. Speaking of Altuve, he's up to bat. First pitch to him is high outside fastball for strike 1. All right, that looked like a changeup actually. 0-1. 1 out. Altuve. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away. That one's low and away. Fouled off into the crowd on the right side near the first baseline. Strike 2. Yeah, that's another thing that's interesting, is that it's been almost a month since Altuve hit a home run. This ball is low, almost in the dirt for ball 1, 1 and 2. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Malley. That one's high and outside for ball 2. It evens up the count. All-time home run list for the Astros. Altuve is tied for 4th. He just needs 1 home run to move into the 3rd position. Here comes the pitch from Malley. This one is hit to the 3rd base side, and there's going to be no throw by Seager. I would have loved to see Seager try to make a throw on that one. He had to run to his right towards 3rd base to backhand that ball. He jumped and he thought about throwing, but then he thought better of it and didn't throw. Altuve's pretty quick. There's no way he would have beaten him, but if he had tried to make that throw, I'm pretty sure it would have wound up in the stands, the way he's been throwing the ball today. Just placed it in the right spot. Infield base hit for Altuve. He's going to be on first base, and that brings up Alex Bregman with 1 out. That one's on the upper outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Altuve on first. Malley finally gets the call he wants, and here comes the pitch. Way high, ball 1, 1-1. Recently, without the well-placed and well-timed homers and hits of Bregman, I think the Astros would have lost 2 more games. This next one is low and outside for ball 2. Okay, I just got some information about Malley. I'll share that in a minute. As the next pitch comes in, it's hit out to right field. It goes up overall. Wow. Garcia makes a leaping catch in the air right at the track, the warning track. Another line drive by Bregman that just floated and got all the way close to the wall. Garcia misplayed it. That was almost off the wall. He was backing up and backing up and backing up. Then he had to jump and hold out his glove at the last moment. That was terrible read by Garcia. He's lucky that he even caught that ball. But he gets lucky. The Astros get unlucky, unfortunately. It's 2 outs. Altuve remains on first. I think he could have tagged on that because of the way that Garcia played it. But that brings up Yordan Alvarez with 2 outs and Altuve on first. Yordan swings hard at the first one. High fastball, strike 1. Yeah, Malley was coming off injury, and he had about 6 or 7 starts or so in minors, and he just came up recently. That's why he didn't have any stats. That will be ball 1, high and inside, 93 miles an hour. The count is now even. 43 pitches for Malley. After a long delay, here comes a pitch to Alvarez. That one's outside, easy, almost a foot outside. Ball 2, 2-1. It feels like forever since I've seen a Yordan Alvarez home run. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Altuve on first. Yordan batting against Tyler Malley. Malley goes to first to check Altuve, but he dives back easily, no problem. Two 2-1 count against Alvarez. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard, but it's going to be easily playable by the center fielder, no problem. A good 12 to 15 feet in front of the warning track. Alvarez goes down and strands another base runner. So the Astros once again get a guy on base and leave him there. Top of the 3rd comes to an end. Astros with 3 hits, no runs. Rangers line up, due up. Jonah Heim, Robbie Grossman, and Ezekiel Duran. I haven't seen Duran. playing at first base. Okay. Whoops, I just realized that I didn't change my Game 1 logo, or my game logo. It's still showing Game 1. It's not, it's Game 2. Sorry about that. Some of these elements on my screen in my software program I have to change manually. Some of them I never change, like my camera setting, my game or my channel logo, stuff like that. But some other things I have to move around or change. When they're playing at Minute Maid Park, I have to change the name of the field at the top right. All I have to do is just select it and type it in, change it, no big deal. But some of the elements I can miss. But I just updated the game to Game 2, so I apologize for that. It seems like I can crank my volume up on the microphone. Let me see how I can do that, because I think it's a little low. Valdez is now on the rubber facing Jonah Heim. Here comes the first pitch to Heim. Curveball inside and low for ball 1. Well, it seems that I can, that's weird. It seems that I can change the volume is already maxed out. This one's hit back to Valdez, a little tapper by Heim. He fields it easily and lobs it over to first base, and he's laughing. Valdez is. I'm sure that every time he gets a ball hit to him, the infielders are cheering at him and saying, "Oh man, great job, great play," because of Valdez's tendency to do crazy things when he fields the ball. That's 1 out. Now facing Robbie Grossman. First pitch to him is just inside for ball 1. Little low and inside. .236 batting average this season for Grossman. Apparently switch hitting, batting a little better from the right side of the plate. That's strike 1 on the inside corner. Yeah, I feel like my microphone volume is down a little bit. I'm going to try to figure out how to ramp that up. Here's another one, the curveball on the inside corner and low, but a swing and miss by Grossman. That's going to be strike 2, 1 and 2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Valdez. That's right in the zone and hit out to left field, but right to Jordan, who barely has to move. That was a good line drive, but fortunately for the Astros, it was right at a player. Big Jordan was able to take it and put it away for out number 2. Pretty interesting how after the players make the play, they look at the big screen and they watch the replay. It's kind of funny. That would have been really cool to have back when I was playing in high school ball. Ezekiel Duran is up. First ball is a little down for ball 1. Duran. 1 ball, no strikes. Valdez gets the signal he wants, and here comes the call, or here comes the pitch rather. 1-1. Right on the outside corner, curveball, 79 miles an hour. Valdez grabs the rosin bag real quick. Even count, 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Duran taps it again to Valdez, who fires the first. Valdez is getting the workout on the mound. He's laughing now. The guys are really jawing him. It's hilarious. I'm glad to see Valdez in such good spirits. Yeah, everybody's congratulating him and hitting him as he comes in the dugout. They're cheering for him. They're clapping. He's shaking his head. It's pretty funny. That's good stuff. But Valdez has had to make 3 plays at first base, and every time his teammates are cheering for him and clapping. You know it's bad when you make routine plays like that and everybody's cheering for you and telling you how great you are. You know how bad it was before, right? If you guys haven't seen from Valdez's nonsense on the mound and fielding, I highly recommend you go look it up, even if you're not an Astros fan. Actually, if you're not an Astros fan, you can have a good laugh because it is laughable. I mean, he's made some crazy attempts at first base even when he shouldn't have thrown the ball. He's tried to throw the ball when falling down. It's just silly. But he's made three good plays. So not bad. At the end of 3 here in Arlington, the score is 0-0. Astros have 3 hits. Rangers have none. No errors for either team. Seems I got about 5 people listening in. I appreciate you guys being here. So far, a kind of an uneventful game so far. The highlight has been the Astros teammates making fun of Framber Valdez and kind of mocking him lightly and making him laugh about his fielding in this game. But other than that, it's kind of uneventful. A third, almost, yeah, just finished up a third of the way through this game. Yainer Diaz is coming up to bat for the Astros. He'll be followed by Pena and Singleton. Tyler Mahle brings in the first pitch to Diaz. Diaz strikes it right off the bat. A hard line drive bounces and picked up by the third baseman Young. He fires it over to first base, no problem. 109 miles an hour off the bat. That was just a steamer by Diaz. Good catch by Young. Out number 1. Pena flew out in the first inning with 2 runners on. Let's see if he can do something here with bases empty. He shows bunt, and it was a strike right down the middle, and he pulls back. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. 90 miles an hour right down the middle, shows bunt, doesn't try to bunt. I almost said wakarimasen. I'm in Japan, so that's one of the things I have to say a lot. Wakaranai, wakarimasen. I don't understand. I don't know. Next pitch. That one's a little outside, but called strike 2. That's been the inconsistency of the umpire so far. He can't make up his mind whether those pitches are balls or strikes. 1 out, 0-2. Here comes a pitch from Mahle. That one's low and away for ball 1. Oh, that's interesting. This is Mahle's first appearance for his team in their hometown here in Arlington. 1 ball, 2 strikes, fouled away by Pena. The count remains the same. I suppose after his being acquired, his injury kept him out of here for a while. So this is his first start in Globe Life Field. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. That was a really high fastball. I don't even know how Pena got the bat on it, but he stays alive. 1-2. The count remains. Remember, if you haven't already, like the video for me. That will help out a lot. I see we got a couple of likes already. I appreciate that. This pitch is low for ball 2. Mahle evens up the count against Pena. 1 out, nobody on. Pena batting .273 for the year. He's been streaky. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away. Bounces off to the side and down the third baseline. That'll be Another 2-2 pitch. Malley takes a few moments to get the signal, and here it comes. Bounces in the dirt. That's going to be a full count against Pena. Three balls, two strikes. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit out the right field. Looks like it's going to soar out of play, and it does. We'll have another full count pitch in just a moment. Malley now not quite halfway through the top of the fourth here. He is up to 55 pitches. Here comes the full count pitch. That one's a little outside. That was a risky one to take with the way this umpire has been calling, but he lays off, and that's going to be a walk. A one-out base runner for the Astros, and a fast one at that. Dangerous call to be taking with this umpire. You just never know, but he came through with the right call that time. Here comes the first pitch to Singleton, who immediately swings and goes to center field. It's a little shallow. It's going to drop. That's going to be a base hit. Pena was able to read it and get to second base, so there won't be a force out at second. So with one swing, Singleton gets a single. Single McSingleton gets a single. John Single McSingleton. Yeah, Pena played that one closely. He was more than halfway to the bag. It was a good, wise move there by Pena, because otherwise he could have been easily thrown out on a force to second base. But just like that, the Astros have two runners on with one out. Zach DeCenzo, his first MLB game. His last at bat, he struck out in the second inning. Now he comes up with a chance to do something here with runners on first and second. Pretty interesting. They've got him batting seventh before McCormick and Myers. He's chewing bubble gum. He looks like, the look on his face and chewing bubble gum and stuff, he looks like he's playing a Little League game. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss on the very first one. That was a good pitch to be swinging at, though. 88 miles an hour right in the bottom part of the zone. Strike one. Lots of people taking pictures and videos. Great opportunity for DeCenzo. Let's see what he can do. 0-1's a count. This one's low in the dirt outside. Ball one, 1-1. DeCenzo has his family here today, and that makes sense. A good group of 9 people, apparently. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Nope. Malley turns all the way around and fakes a throw to second base. Singleton and Pena on first and second. One out. 1-1 count against DeCenzo. That one is right on the outside corner for strike 2. That was close. But it did clip the corner, so the umpire got it right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. DeCenzo blowing bubbles while he's standing in the box. Here comes the pitch. This one's grounded to third. That's going to be easy out at second, but no double play. That was a double play ball for sure. Hit to third base. He threw it over to second to get the force there. So Young did his job, but Simeon was just unable to relay the ball. Let's take a look at the replay here. The bouncer over to third. One hop to Young, who throws it over to Simeon, who comes off Yeah, whenever you transfer the ball to his hand and went to throw it, it just came out of his hand. Runners at the corners with 2 outs for Jake Myers. It looks like he might drop one in, and he does. That's going to score a run. Pena is in. Myers with a timely single to right field. DeCenzo is able to move all the way over to third base, so runners still at the corners with 2 outs. Astros get a run, and I need to update my screen here. Myers comes through with a very high fastball off the fists, single into the opposite field, bounces right in front of Garcia, advances DeCenzo all the way over to third, and Jake Myers with the RBI single to right field. That's the 5th hit for the Astros, and they get on the board first. Rangers are now having a meeting at the mound. The coach is out talking to Malley, Young, and catcher. And I need a place to set this coffee filter. This is an old coffee filter. See, I got a new subscriber, Terrell Houston. If you're listening in right now, thank you for being here and thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. If there's one thing I appreciate more than anything else on this channel, it is subscribers. So thanks for joining. Right now, Chas McCormick is going to be up with runners on the corners, 2 outs. Malley is on the mound. Here comes the pitch. McCormick shows bunt for some reason. Pulls back and takes a strike. So that was very similar to Pena's fake bunt, take the strike. 0-1 is the count. Malley's got the call, and here comes the pitch. Off the fists. That one was way inside. McCormick took a swing at it and fouled it away. That'll be strike 2. This will be the 65th pitch for Tyler Malley. Oh and 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Top of the 4th. Astros have already got 1 run. Let's see what happens here. Malley's got the signal he wants. Here comes the pitch. This one is hit a little pop fly off the fist, no problem, to Seager. A very weak, I don't even want to call it a line drive because it was like a duck. A duck hit to Seager ends the inning. If he had just put a little beef on that, it would have been another single and scored another run. But McCormick, who's only batting .207, that probably just brought his average down to like .205 or something. He has been less than stellar this year. But the Astros do manage to get on the board 1-0. And whenever Framber Valdez is in a good mood and laughing and having a good time and that sort of thing, he tends to pitch better. As long as the Rangers can't get into his head or the umpire can't get into his head, then he'll just continue to do that. But whenever Valdez starts to get flustered, it tends to go downhill. So things, even if the Astros aren't scoring many runs, as long as Valdez keeps his cool, things can be pretty good for the Astros this game. He's got a no-hitter going through 3 innings. We're going to move into the bottom of the 4th, I'm sorry. Due up for the Texas Rangers are Josh Smith, followed by Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. Terrell Houston, hey man, welcome to the channel. I just saw you subscribed a moment ago. Never know who you can find. You keep streaming, doing your thing, man. I appreciate that. I don't know if you know this or not. I don't know how long you've been aware of my channel. I haven't been around for a really long time. I haven't even got 20 live games under my belt yet, but I have other YouTube channels that have nothing to do with sports or anything like this. I live in Japan, and I started a YouTube channel. It's up to like 3,000 subscribers now, which is not bad. It's respectable, but it's for an old house I'm renovating in Japan. Josh Smith is up to bat. First pitch comes in from Framber Valdez, and that is a strike on the upper inside corner of the zone. Smith grounded out in the first inning. Here comes the second pitch to him. Swing and a miss, low in the zone. Fooled him with that one. Looked like a kind of a changeup. 0-2. Valdez jumps out to the lead in the count. He quickly gets the call for the next pitch and takes a long delay just staring at the plate. Now here comes the pitch. That one was a wild curveball, bounced far ahead of the batter's box on the right side of the plate. That's going to be ball one. 1-2. Houston says, how are you today? I looked up the game and you were streaming and it's good, so I had to subscribe. Man, I appreciate that. I really do. I've only got a little over 30 subscribers right now. It's taken forever to get there, it seems. Almost a month. Next pitch is swing and fouled away. Count remains 1-2 against Josh Smith. Framber has a relatively low amount of pitches right now. Just 33 so far. 1-2 against Smith. Here comes the next pitch. Another foul ball. Swing and bounce down the first baseline. But yeah, this is my experiment, man. I'm trying to see what else I can do besides go out and work brick and mortar company jobs. It's a health issue. Another ground ball, but this one's going to be taken by Singleton. He can take it over and touch the bag himself. Valdez continues to get a ton of ground balls. 3 of them have been taken by Singleton himself to the bag. 3 of them have been fielded by Valdez with a toss over to Singleton. So Framber Valdez trying to set a new game record for ground outs, I guess. Fine by me. 1 out. Corey Seager comes to the plate. Seven for 28 is Seager versus Valdez with about 9 strikeouts, I believe. Framber getting the better of Seager most of the time. 1 ball, high pitch. Misses by quite a bit, so that's 1-0. Here comes the next pitch. Now that one's in there, but a swing and miss by Seager. Nice curve ball. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This one's hit out to left field. Crowd reacts, but Valdez is back. Not Valdez. Alvarez. Can you imagine if Valdez had the ability to run out to left field and catch fly balls? But Jordan floated back just before the warning track, was able to take that in for out number 2. So Corey Seager goes down for out number 2, and that'll bring up Marcus Semien. That was a much better play on a similar hit that went out to Garcia in right field. Garcia misplayed that one. He was trying to back up and get it. It almost went over his head, and it was way out to his left. He had to stretch his arm out and get it at the last minute. It was almost an error. Jordan handled that one much cleaner. This will be the 40th pitch for Valdez. The first pitch to Semien was outside the zone for ball 1. He's back on the rubber now, and he's got the call he wants. Here comes the pitch. Another one high outside the zone. That's 2 in a row that are outside. Ball 2, 2-0. 2 outs, 2 balls, no strikes. Valdez comes off the mound and tries to get himself focused. Now he's back on the rubber. He's got the call he wants. Here comes the pitch. Hit up the middle, but right to Altuve. Altuve fires over to Singleton. Out number 3, no problem. 3 up and 3 down for the Astros again. Valdez looking really spot on through 4 innings. He's got a no-hitter going. Man, if I can see myself a Valdez no-hitter today, I'll be one happy camper. He's at 41 pitches at the end of 4 innings. So his pitch count is on track to do that. I know it's early in the game to be talking no-hitter, but man, I've never actually been able to watch a no-hitter all the way through. I've only seen the highlights, and now that I'm calling the games, it sure would be nice to see one. That would be great. It would also give the Astros Astros fans some hope. I need Houston to win. I meant Rangers. Houston to the Rangers. Is this about betting? So many people they're focused on the game outcomes because of the bets that they've placed. So I never know. I don't bet at all, and I would never bet on my team because I think I would be skewed. Now, of course, if the Astros were the worst team in all of MLB and I were a betting man, I probably wouldn't have a hard time betting against them if I just knew, okay, if they're playing the best team in the MLB on a 3-game series, I could probably bet a ton of money on all 3 games that they'll lose, and I'll get 2 out of 3 at least. But the thing is, I'm not a betting man, and I wouldn't feel right betting on my team, even to win. That's the thing. If I felt like just for example, last year, if you remember when the Astros played the A's and the Royals, who were 2 teams that were stinking it up. Oh, I haven't updated the screen on my base runners. Sorry about that. But those games, the Royals and the A's crushed the Astros. The Astros looked like a big joke, and then they just couldn't win at home. They were just losing all their games at home. My personal hero, Jose Altuve, is up to bat. Mahle, very first pitch, he swings at it, sends it out to center field. Center fielder is over. He calls off Garcia, even though Garcia was already there. That was weird. Langford runs all the way over, catches it on the run, but Garcia was literally standing there right underneath it. But they get the out. Altuve goes down in 1 swing. That brings up our LSU guy, my home school. Bregman is 1 for 2 today. First pitch to him is a little high and inside, but called strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's low and away. Ball 1. This fresh cup of coffee, I've got some more coffee grounds. Fresh coffee grounds in here. This is going to be a fresh cup but no milk. That one's a little high and inside. Bregman checks his swing and he'll get ball 2, 2-1. Just for my health, I need to be drinking black coffee instead of putting milk in it, but it's so difficult, you know. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one was right in there for strike 2. That was a no-doubter right in the middle of the zone, 91 miles an hour. That was a good one to hit. Looks like the bullpen pitches for the Rangers have been pretty high over the last week. 2-2 pitch, it's hit up. Oh, it's a diving stop. It was hit just to the right of the second baseman who made a diving catch. That was Semien, right? Yeah, that was Marcus Semien made a really good diving catch. The Astros are checking to see if they need to challenge the call at first. It was close. Bregman booked it down to first. By the time Semien got the play, there was no... Oh, he might have come off the first base. Let's take another look at that. The throw was way off, but it looks like he was able to keep his foot on the base. Yeah, they're not going to challenge that. That's 2 outs. Crazy play. Yordan Alvarez comes up, takes a big hack at the first one. I don't know if it's just me or because Yordan hasn't been hitting a lot of home runs and I'm giving him some grief, but I just feel like his swings are not as fast and intimidating as before. I just have that feeling. Oh, and 1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Another swing and a miss by Alvarez. That one was in the zone. So 2 pitches in the zone, 2 swings and misses. 0-2 with 2 outs. Crowd gives a little cheer as they're hoping for the strikeout, but let's see if Alvarez can do something. That one's high, just out of the zone, ball 1. Barely missed by a couple of inches. Okay, that's all my water, it looks like. Just enough for one last cup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch from Malley. That one's way outside for ball 2, 2-2. And I haven't updated the base runners. I thought I did update the base runners. Yeah, I did. This one's hit by Alvarez out to left field, and the third baseman and the left fielder run into each other, but somehow the third baseman is able to make the catch, and then he falls over the left fielder, but he hangs on to it. Young hangs onto the ball. Another example of lack of communication. Man, what is with the Rangers? They look like they're trying to make an error in the field. Seager with a couple of absolutely terrible throws over to first base. There was a great catch by Simeon, but he made a terrible throw to first base. He caused the first baseman to come off, but he was able to barely get his foot on and get Bregman out. Garcia with the almost error on the catch at the wall out in right field. And then now the third baseman and the left fielder running into each other on a fly ball. Both of them calling for it, neither of them giving in. Getting lucky to make the catch, but falling over each other. Looking like a bunch of clowns. Almost as bad as the Pirates. The difference is that the Pirates would actually make the errors. Especially the shortstop. Several games ago, the Astros had a series with the Pirates, and I swear I have never seen a worse shortstop in my entire life than I saw during that series. I believe the guy's name was Cruz. He actually made a double error on the same play. He went out, for some reason he decided he would run out to left field to try to get a fly ball, and it was a Yordan Alvarez fly ball actually, just like the one that was hit a moment ago. The left fielder easily had it, but Cruz decided he would run out there, charge, and try to get it. Not only did he miss it, but he caused the left fielder to miss it. The ball went bouncing off the leg of the left fielder. Because of that play, Chas McCormick was able to run in from third base to score, and Cruz decided this ridiculous attempt was not enough, so he charged and got the ball, and he tried to throw it home, which would have basically been an impossible move to get the runner at home because McCormick was going to be safe by a mile, but that throw was so off, it caused a massive error. Yordan was able to run all the way around and get to third base. It was crazy. Very first pitch from Valdez to Young is hit out to right field and straight into the glove of McCormick, who was in just the right spot to catch it. One pitch, one out. That'll bring up Wyatt Langford. Here comes the 43rd pitch of the game for Valdez to Langford. That one's high in the zone. One swing on that one. It's also flied up to right field. Right to Chas McCormick. So 2 pitches, 2 flyouts. Well, 1 line out and 1 fly out to Chas McCormick. Both of them. Yeah, these infield plays, they're showing some of the highlights of Valdez grabbing these ground balls and firing them over to first. They look pro level, and for him that's the biggest improvement you could possibly see, is being able to fill the ball and throw it to first base for the out. That's amazing. So 2 outs. Adolis Garcia is up. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside corner, strike 1. So all 3 batters swing at the first pitch. Garcia is the only one who doesn't make contact. That would have been funny to get another fly out to McCormick. Here comes the next pitch. That one bounces in the dirt. Woof. The bottom fell out of that pitch. That's going to be ball 1. 80 miles an hour. Cue my fresh cup of coffee. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes a pitch. That one is right on the outside corner. Nice pitch. 79-mile-per-hour curveball. Strike 2. Beautiful pitch. Here comes the next pitch already. Strike 3. Swing and a miss by Garcia. Wow. In just 6 pitches, Valdez is through the inning. He's not even sweating right now. Just barely. Man, if Valdez keeps going like this, we might see a no-hitter. I sure would like to see one. We are through 5 innings. The Rangers don't have a single hit on Valdez. He's looking sharp. His pitch count is low. Astros need that performance because they haven't done much at the plate either, but they do have 5 hits and 1 run. Sure would be nice to witness a no-hitter. It's very interesting the amount of views that I have. Now it seems that I have six people watching. For those of you just joining, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here. We are a few innings in now, the Astros and the Stros, going into the top of the 6th. Just wrapped up 5 innings. Framber Valdez has a no-hitter going against the Rangers. The Astros have 1 run on 5 hits. In the top of the 6th, Yainer Diaz will be coming up to bat, followed by Jeremy Pena and John Singleton. Tyler Mahle, he's having a good game in that he's keeping the Astros from moving in a lot of their base runners. But the Astros do have 5 hits, and they've had base runners in scoring positions and multiple chances to drive guys in. But he's been able to hold them to 1 run. So he's not having a bad game. It's been mostly a pitcher's duel. Right now, Valdez is clearly winning with the no-hitter. But apart from the 1 run, the Astros haven't done a whole lot. They've been stranding runners on base like they usually do. It looks like Dane Dunning is going to be in for the Rangers, replacing Mahle. First pitch from him is delivered right in the strike zone for strike number 1 against Yainer Diaz. Diaz has grounded out and flown out so far, and this one is a line drive right off the third baseman, and it bounces off his foot. Diaz makes the turn, but he will stay. He'll stay on first base. Let's see if they rule that an error or a base hit. That was a very fast 110-mile-per-hour hit. Right off of, it was a 1 hopper right in front of Young, bounces off his glove. I thought it was off his foot. Yeah, he tried to backhand it. Why are you trying to backhand a ball right in front of you? Terrible play, I think, by Young, but Diaz is on first with no outs. Leadoff runner. Jeremy Pena takes a swipe at the first pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. Pena did walk in the 4th inning, and he has scored the only run of the game for the Astros. Bregman had a nice single. Oh, 0-1 is the count against Pena. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit right up to the shortstop. Should be a double play ball, but he's safe at first base. Pena beats it out. The speed of Pena once again keeps the Rangers from getting a double play. Man, Pena is, it seems like he just gets faster and faster. Rangers look at contesting it, but it looks like they're not going to. I don't even know why they looked at that. Anybody with eyes could see he was safe. Yeah, he was there a good half step before the ball even got there. So 1 out, runner still on first. John Singleton comes up to bat. Dunning with the first pitch to him in just a moment. He's taking a long delay here, and here it comes finally. That's high out of the zone by about 6 or 7 inches. That's ball 1. Single did have a single. Singleton had a McSingle. Single make Singleton in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. They fire over to first base to try to get Pena. First baseman tags him several times, playing around, but Pena doesn't move. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Singleton taps the plate with his bat. Dunning looks for the pitch. Looks for the call, and he's got what he wants. Next pitch is way outside for ball 2, 2-0. All right, guys, let's try to get something going here in the top of the 6th. Pena gets the lead off. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Jeremy Pena takes off, but he holds. Pitch is a ball outside. 3-0 to Singleton. Dunning's ERA is 4.79. His record's 4-7. Here comes the pitch. That one's a little outside, and Singleton wisely takes that pitch. It could have been called either way, but it's strike 1. That could have been ball 4. It would have been nice to have Pena on second base. Here comes the next pitch, the 3-1 from Dunning. And this one's low and inside, ball 4. So Singleton walks, rather. Dunning now has runners on first and second. The coach is going to come out to the mound. They're going to take a moment to have a little meeting with Dunning. I'm going to seize this opportunity to try to get a picture of Dave Dunning so I can update it on the screen for you. DeCenzo the AAA guy who has been hitting almost 400 in AAA for the past 11 games. He has been called up by the Astros. This is his first appearance. He's 0 for 2 today. He's got 1 strikeout. He's got runners on first and second with 1 out. Let's see what he can do. Here comes the pitch from Dunning. Very first pitch is a very easy swing by Dunning. DeCenzo. It's fouled up and caught by the first baseman, right by the Rangers dugout. So the very first pitch, DeCenzo fouls out. That was disappointing. Jake Myers comes up with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Myers did have a nice little base hit to opposite field, right field, his last at bat. Let's see if he can get Pena around. Here's the first pitch to Myers. This one's hit out to left field. It's going to be down. Pena is going to score. He's around third. Here comes the throw. Looks like he's going to be in there. Easily slides in. Myers does it again with a single out to left field. Pena scores from second base. He was ready to go. Pena was ready to go on that hit. The speed of Pena pays off. Anybody else on that bag would not have been able to make that. Myers with the timely RBI. Astros now up 2-0. Runners remain at first and second. But as soon as that ball was hit, Pena was off and running. Man, excellent read. McCormick is now up and almost gets hit. He has to pull out. That one just barely missed his arm. 1 ball, no strikes from Dunning to McCormick. Really happy Pena is having this game today. He scored twice. Next pitch is high and in the zone for strike 1. 1-1. Dunning up to 13 pitches. Astros finally giving a little bit of extra help to Framber Valdez. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Dunning. Chaz strikes it hard down the third baseline, but that's going to be out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This would do a lot for Chaz's confidence if he could get a hit here and even an RBI. An RBI would be amazing. This bottom of the order really needs some help. Myers has come through with a couple of hits. That's excellent. McCormick has yet to do anything in this game. Here's the pitch to him. 1-2 is going to remain 1-2. He fouls that one off down towards I believe the Astros dugout. Dunning on the mound dealing to Chas McCormick. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 3. Chas looks upset with himself. I mean, he should be. He's batting just barely 200 right now for the season. Chas was one of those players that showed so much promise last year, and everybody was complaining because they said that he should have been played a lot more than he was by Dusty Baker. And there was even speculation that there was some kind of beef between him and Dusty Baker, or Baker had something against him or some nonsense like that. You know how team rumors go. I'm not anywhere near the dugout. All I hear is what people discuss on the Astros fans' commentary channels and the news channels. But listening to everything that everyone has to say, they were speculating that. This year rolls around. Joe Espada comes in. He gets the coaching position for the Astros, starts putting Chas in the lineup consistently. He's consistently a starter here and there, and he's barely batting 200 for the season. So he finally gets the opportunity to play, and he's playing just slightly better than what Jose Abreu was playing. And we all know what happened to Abreu. He had a big contract, was making tons of money, and the Astros let him go. Why? Because he was batting so terribly. His fielding was okay, but when you get paid a lot of money and you come in, it's not just to catch the ball at first base. You're getting paid because you're supposed to be a power hitter. You're supposed to hit the ball. And not only was he lacking in home runs, his batting average was well under 200. Chas dangerously close to being under 200. So far, DeCenzo's appearances at the plate have been unimpressive. Difficult to tell from, one sample size, 3 at-bats. But, if he gets a hit, his batting average goes up to 250 with just 1 hit, so it's a small sample size right now. Framber Valdez is back on the mound facing Jonah Heim. First pitch is fouled back for strike 1. 48 pitches now by Valdez. Jonah Heim grounded out in the 3rd. I think more than half of the Rangers have grounded out, probably. Next pitch is curveball in the dirt, ball 1. Yainer Diaz kindly asks for another ball from the ump. Excuse me, sir. Might I bother you for yet another baseball to give to my pitcher? Why, yes. Here you are. Why, thank you very much. I'm sure that's what the umpire said while talking with Diaz. Another one in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 against Heim. According to YouTube, I've got 4 people viewing right now, which is kind of low, but I appreciate you being here. This one's right down the middle. It's bounced to Bregman, who has to fire over to first base. And, in the dirt. And Singleton could not scoop it up. And because of that, the first base runner of the game for the Rangers is on. That one's probably going to be listed as an error. I'm hoping it is, because otherwise that blows the no-hitter by Valdez. It was a hurry play, but Bregman had no reason to make such a bad throw. It was a one-hopper right in front of Singleton, and Singleton tried to make the scoop, but it just came out of his glove. Framber was a little upset with that, clearly so. That should be an error. We're still waiting to see. Runner on first base. The Rangers now have Grossman up to bat. First pitch is out for a ball. Framber's quickly moving into the second pitch. Just barely misses the inside corner call. That one was in the zone. but he doesn't get the call. 2 balls, no strikes. He quickly gets prepared for the third pitch. Takes a break there, breather, and now it's on the way. Swing and a foul back for strike 1. They're sure taking a long time to decide if that was a hit or an error, but everyone is in agreement it should be an error. 2 balls, 1 strike against Robbie Grossman, who's DHing today. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Valdez after a long pause. Curveball fouled away, 2-2. The count's even. Man, yeah, that was a disappointing outcome there, but definitely wasn't Fromber's fault. Bregman making the unusual bad throw to first base. 2-2. Grossman took a moment to step out of the box and gather himself. Fromber does the same. Now Fromber's back on the rubber. Grossman's in the box. He's got the signal. And here comes the pitch, the 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle, grounded to Bregman. It could be a double play. And it is. Bregman to Altuve, to Singleton, and there's a big smile on Fromber's face. Bregman comes back and makes the play that time. Clears the bases. It looks like an error will be charged to Alex Bregman. Oh, why do I have 2 runners on base? I'm sorry about that, guys. And so the no-hitter continues. 1 error on the Astros. No hits for Valdez. 2 outs. No runners on base. The first pitch to Ezekiel Duran is a strike, 0-1. Next one, really quickly, comes in. Valdez throws it on the outside corner. The movement fools, rather, Duran. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So really quickly, 0-2. 2 outs, 0-2 is the count. Fromber about to deliver his 59th pitch of the game. And here it comes. Another curve, but this one fouled away. Count remains 0-2. Pretty exciting. The 0-2 pitch is on the way to Duran. Right in there, strike 3. Got him looking. Another 1-2-3 inning after that double play from Valdez. 2-0 Astros. Valdez has a no-hitter going through 6 innings. Valdez is all smiles again as he and Diaz come off the field. Wonderful and interesting performance by Valdez on the mound today. Astros weak offense managing to muster up 2 runs. It's pretty interesting to see the Astros consistently get almost nothing on a lot of hits. They have 7 hits today and yet just 2 runs. Pena scoring both of those runs, though. One of those due to his speed. We're down to just 1 viewer right now. We have 1 person listening in. Well, whoever you are, I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Yesterday, I would say probably around the 7th inning of Game 1 with the Astros and the Rangers, the amount of people I had listening in and watching just went through the roof. For the first time ever, I had more than 20 viewers, and it kept going up, and I got as high as 36 viewers at the same time. I've never had 36 people watching my live stream at the same time. My channel has only been here for a few weeks. I've called less than 20 games so far, so that was a big deal. And overall, that video had more than 600 views, and I don't remember what the average view time was. I think it was a little less than 10 minutes, but that was my biggest video so far, both for live viewers, concurrent viewers, and overall views. So I'm very happy about that. That was nice. I'm kind of curious to see if this video would do the same today. Will everybody be looking for that? My hero, Jose Altuve, is up to bat. Dane Dunning is still on the mound for the Rangers. Altuve takes the first pitch for a ball. Dunning quickly gets the ball and is ready for the second pitch. This one is inside on the corner for strike one. 1-1 against Altuve. 1 ball, 1 strike. I need my hero to do something here. He's got 1 hit in this game so far. Let's make it 2, Altuve. That one's low for ball 2. Altuve hasn't had a home run in almost a month. I think it was July 12th, July 11th that he had his last home run. It's been nearly 1 exact month. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. This one's high for ball 3, 3-1. Top of the 7th, no outs. Altuve leading it off. He's got a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Dunning. That one's high for ball 4. Great. Altuve gets the leadoff walk. 4-1 count there. Dunning just got 1 strike against Altuve there. I think I can change the pitcher for the Rangers now to Dunning. I think I have Dunning's pitcher. I mean a picture, not pitcher. That's right. Now I have to change his name. They toss over to first base and Altuve steps back quickly, no problem. There we go. Got it changed. Next pitch, first pitch to Alex Bregman. That's a little outside, ball 1. Bregman has a hit this game. One and 0, 1 runner on. Dane Dunning on the mound, dealing to Alex Bregman. This one's hit hard to the left side. It's through for a base hit. Beautiful hit by Bregman, who has been hitting the ball hard and now has 2 hits in this game. 2 runners on, first and second. Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman with no outs. I accidentally changed Dane's name to Dave. I need to correct that for you Rangers fans. I apologize. I'm not familiar with this guy, so I was just going on memory. There we go. Framber Valdez versus Dane Dunning. That is the current matchup. Yordan Alvarez comes up with 2 runners on. He takes a swipe at the first pitch, fouls it back. Strike 1, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. 24 pitches? Yeah, 24 pitches for Dane Dunning. 8 hits now for the Astros. Alvarez did have a single in this game, but he hasn't been driving them really deep in a while, so here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard to right field. That's going to be a line drive caught by Garcia. Altuve does not have the ability to tag there. It was too shallow, so that'll be 1 out as Alvarez flies out to his opposite field counterpart. Got a few more people listening in. Thanks for joining. It's a very close but interesting game. 2-0 Astros in the top of the 7th. 2 runners on, first and second. 1 out. Yainer Diaz is now up at the plate facing Dane Dunning. The first pitch from him is right on the outside corner for strike 1. 90 miles an hour, cruised right in there. Perfect pitch on that outside edge. Yainer Diaz has 21 RBIs from the 7th inning this year. He's number 1 on the team for that. Here comes the pitch. That one's low and outside. Ball 1, 1-1. One and 1. Here comes the pitch to Diaz, low and in the dirt. That'll be ball 2, 2-1. Right now it seems that the outfielders are playing kind of deep on Diaz, looking for the big hit. We'll see what Diaz can do here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Dunning. This is fouled back. A high pitch in the zone, 88 miles an hour. That'll be an even count, 2-2. First 3 innings, neither team was able to get on the board despite a few hits by the Astros. 4th inning, top of the 4th, the Astros finally managed to score. Top of the 6th, the Astros scored again. That's where we stand right now, 2-0. Next pitch to Diaz. He takes kind of a plate guarding swing, strike zone regarding swing, or protecting swing rather. Fouls it off to the right side and out of play. Count remains 2-2. 1 out, runners on first and second, Jose Altuve and Bregman. Yainer Diaz takes the 2-2 pitch, grounds it, and looks like it's going to be a double play, and they get it. Seager to Simeon, and Simeon to first. That ends the inning, so the Astros strand 2 runners. So despite starting off with runners on first and second and no outs, the Astros strand them. Unfortunately, going back to their old ways. I didn't expect to see that one coming. I really thought the Astros were going to get another run there. But unfortunately, they do not. It seems that right now my microphone audio level is way too low. I would like to try to figure out a way to ramp that up. I'm going to pull up my audio properties and see if I can't change that. Let's see, is this my mic auxiliary device? Volume percentage. I'm going to move this up 2 decibels and see. Move this up 2 decibels and see how it affects the performance here. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to be talking while I move up the decibels on this. Right now I've moved it up 4 decibels, and I'm hoping that as I move it up higher and higher, it sounds a lot better for you guys, because I noticed that my voice sounds kind of low, and I'm not talking very loudly, but there are a couple of reasons for that. One is I have no reason to be talking loudly and yelling, but the other thing is that although I do live in a detached house, my neighbor next door is close by, and this is a Japanese house, so I wouldn't say that the insulation is particularly good. I don't notice really a huge difference in that. I hope you guys notice, and I hope it's a little clearer and louder for you. We're moving into the bottom of the 7th. Framber Valdez has a no-hitter going right now. Coming up to bat for the Rangers are Josh Smith, Corey Seager, and Marcus Semien. Valdez still looks pretty fresh. He has practically no sweat on him right now. He's up on the rubber, digging in, facing Josh Smith. Here comes the opening pitch of the bottom of the 7th. Strike right in there, 83 miles an hour, a little bit of a curveball. 2 groundouts today for Smith. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's another curveball, but a swing and a miss in the lower part of the zone, 0-2. Here comes the next pitch to Smith, 0-2. This one's another swing, bounced just foul down the first baseline. Valdez actually only has a few strikeouts today. He just has 4. He's been getting a ton of groundouts. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's a curveball in the dirt. It's going to bounce away harmlessly for ball number 1. 1-2 is the count. Seems that the views are starting to creep up now that we're getting into the latter part of the game. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Valdez. It's a ground ball straight to Altuve, who tosses over to Singleton. No problem. Out number 1. Another ground out for Valdez. 1 out. How many is that for Valdez that have been retired? That's crazy. 19 batters. That brings up Corey Seager 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a strikeout, looks like. First one to him is outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Corey Seager. Valdez takes a while to get the call, and here comes the pitch. That one's just outside for ball 2, 2-0. 67 pitches now for Valdez. Valdez backs off the mound and takes a look at the plate before marching back up on. Now he's ready to go. Here comes a 2-0 pitch. Another one in the same spot, just a few inches off the plate. That's 3 balls and no strikes. No walks yet today for Valdez. Seager calls timeout and steps out of the box for a moment. This could be the first walk of the game for Valdez. All right, Seager's back in the box. Here comes the pitch from Valdez. That one's on the outside corner fastball, swing and fouled away. 95 miles per hour, 3-1. Valdez keeps shaking off the calls, still shaking off the calls. Finally, he's got what he wants. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Fouled up. No, it's going to be just over to the third base side. Bregman takes it for out number 2. Thought that was going to be a foul, but it was in play and no problem for Bregman. 1 out away from completing 7 innings of no-hit ball for Framber Valdez. He's now facing Marcus Semien. Here comes the first pitch to him. Just a little outside, ball 1. Framber getting lucky on that one, coming back from 3 balls and 1 strike. When Seager hit that fly ball, he immediately showed his disgust with himself. 1 ball, no strikes to Semien. Here comes the pitch. Another one outside, ball 2. Seager and Semien starting with several balls right off the bat. 2 outs. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Valdez. That one's kind of low in the zone, just misses for ball 3. So he does the same exact thing with Semien that he did with Seager. 3 straight balls. 3-0 is the count. He finally gets what he wants. Here comes the pitch. That one's just barely on the outside corner. Gets the call for strike 1. 3-1. 74 pitches now for Valdez. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one's also right on the corner. Don't call it. That was a disappointment. That was strike 2 for sure. Right on the lower left corner, and the umpire calls ball 4. The first walk of the game for Valdez. And Valdez is really upset about that call. He walks off the mound and he's jawing. Jeremy Pena walks over to him to calm him down. Coach is going to call a break, and all the infield comes out with the coach to go over to talk to Valdez. Probably a good move for everybody to come out and say, hey man, what's going on? This is not a big deal. You got 2 outs, you walked a runner, so what? Valdez does smile and laugh. Everyone's just wanted to make sure that he's focused because Framber can get so emotional. Josh Young comes up with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. This will be the 76th pitch for Valdez. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss on the inside lower part of the plate. Strike one. That one got him hacking so hard that he almost fell down. He went running across the plate. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Valdez. Another curveball on the inside lower part of the plate. Swing and a miss. Same result. 2 strikes, 0-2. It starts off and it looks like it's going to be right out over the plate, and it winds up a good 3 or 4 inches in and 3 or 4 inches down. Beautiful curve pitch. 0-2 is the count. The 78th pitch from Valdez to Josh Young. Long delay by Valdez. Finally, he comes in with the pitch. Same pitch again, curveball. 3 straight curveballs, 3 straight swings and misses by Young. Valdez is talking to himself as he walks off the mound. He's really upset about that walk, but he still has the no-hitter going. One runner stranded by the Rangers after the terrible call by the umpire to take away a strikeout, or strike 2 rather, from Valdez, giving the Rangers a base runner on that walk. And he's obviously upset about that, but the teammates are telling him it's not a big deal. He manages to get a 3-pitch strikeout on Young. We're going to go into the 8th inning with Valdez tossing a no-hitter. Phenomenal performance. I'm so glad to see this performance right now. It's yet to be seen if he's going to be able to get through the 8th and the 9th for a complete game, but we'll see. Seems we've got about 6 people watching right now, watching the live stream or listening in. Can you turn your volume up, please? Yeah, I've been trying to do that, and the software that I use I cranked up the decibels a lot, actually. And it doesn't seem to have affected the microphone. I don't know why, but the microphone volume level seems to be down compared to usual. But I'll take another look. Let's see. Right below. This is the microphone auxiliary device. Yeah, it's not even, you've got the meter, the green, the yellow, the red meter. It's not even getting into the yellow. When I talk, it should be getting into the yellow. See, when I tap it and stuff, it doesn't get out of the green area. It should, but it's not. And that's an issue that I'm trying to resolve. Jeremy Pena comes up to bat for the Astros and immediately calls for timeout. I guess he was about to be in violation of the clock. He steps back into the box now. We're going to have the second pitch. The first pitch was a strike. Second one is a strike. We're on the outside corner of the zone. Dane Dunning appears to still be in the game for the Rangers. 0-2 is the count against Pena, Dunning up to 33 pitches. And here comes his next one to Pena. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pena goes down on 3 pitches. So after having a pretty decent game so far, Pena comes back empty with that at bat. Not quite sure what's going on here with my microphone. Myers is up to bat. Whoops, I'm sorry. John Singleton. Myers is in the hole right now. John Singleton is up with 1 out. He takes a ball on the first pitch. Next one is low. 2-0. Once again, the information on my screen moving around like crazy. Now I've got it adjusted. We're all good. John Singleton at the plate with a 2-0 count. Zach DeCenzo on deck. Here comes the next pitch from Dunning. Check swing by a Singleton. They say he didn't go. That's ball 3. 3-0. Singleton threatening to get a walk here. Here comes the pitch. And that one's outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to John Singleton by Dane Dunning. 38 pitches now for Dunning. He's going to be facing Zach DeCenzo, the AAA call-up by the Astros. I'm going to look up online right quick to see if I can figure out another way to jack up my mic's audio. First pitch to Zach DeCenzo is outside for ball 1. He is 0 for 3 today. Still looking for his first hit with the Astros. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. This one's hit off his foot. He fouls it off of his left foot, walks it off, shakes it off. 1-1 is the count now. I'm pulling up an article to check my microphone and find out why it's so low right now. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out, 1 runner on. Here in the top of the 8th, Zach DeCenzo facing Dane Dunning. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one's way inside for ball 2, 2-1. Dunning gets the signal he wants, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. Broke his bat on a pop-up to first. Nope. That was a pop-up to the pitcher. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the audio worked out here, but there was a little pop-up, and he broke his bat. DeCenzo broke his bat on that pitch from Dunning. The pitcher was able to run in and grab it in the air, so that'll be out number 2. Singleton remains on first base. That'll bring up Jake Meyers, finally. Jake Meyers having a good game with a couple of hits so far. One of those very timely for an RBI. 2 singles for him. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the first pitch to Meyers. Meyers hits it pretty hard to left field, but that's going to be right to the left fielder, Josh Smith. He takes it no problem. Or, no, that Josh Smith, I think, is the third baseman. I don't know these Rangers positions, man. Who's in left field for the Rangers? That is Josh Smith. I was right. What do you know? I said that without thinking, and I was right. Woohoo. Okay, now that we're on break, I'll give you a quick update on the game here. That's the end of the top of the 8th. The Astros strand 1 runner on first base. That would be John Singleton, who drew a walk. Astros have 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 error. Rangers have no hits, no runs, no errors. Framber Valdez has got a no-hitter going through 7 innings. He'll be back up on the mound for the Astros, no doubt, at the beginning of the top of the 8th, or the bottom of the 8th. And right now I'm checking out how I can increase my microphone output. For some reason it seems down, and I have no idea why, because I haven't changed any properties. So I'm looking at an article right now to see how I might increase the audio. This is the thing I hate about Google nowadays. They made so many changes to Google. They show you what they want you to see rather than what you're looking for. Google has become kind of a garbage way of searching for things. You would think, since they also own YouTube, that they would be able to give you some good results, but they don't. They just show you what they want to show you. Start setting system sound. I'll just try to do it on my computer and see if that works. Sound. Okay, I've got that open. And then Input microphones selected under choose input that levels, properties window, input. Input volume is at 82. I'm going to put it at 100. Let's see if that helps any. All right, let's get back to the game here. All right, Framber Valdez was facing Wyatt Langford. The very first two pitches are strikes. But while I was fixing my audio settings, there's some kind of meeting going on. The umpires are out having a discussion. There was a pitch up to the head of Langford. I'm gonna scroll back and take a look at it because they don't want to show a replay. Give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna go back and look at the replay here. Okay, I see. Foul ball hit the umpire in the head, and they were out there checking on him. They would not show a replay because they said it was too graphic. I think that's kind of silly. Umpire seems to be okay, though. He stays in. 0-2 is the count against Langford. Here comes the next pitch. Low and in the dirt. That bounces to the back wall there for ball one, 1-2. While I was messing around with my microphone, all of that drama happened. No outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2 is the count against Wyatt Langford. Here comes Valdez's pitch. Curveball hit to center field. Myers is way back. He calls for it, and he's got it right at the warning track. McCormick backs him up, but Myers makes the play. Good communication there. Myers with the big wave off and the yelling at McCormick to let him know that he got it. That's the deepest hit I've seen off Framber in a while. Well, we have one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Adolis Garcia is up. 83rd pitch of the game for Valdez in the dirt for ball one. Hey, Bain says the volume sounds fine and you're in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for the feedback. It's difficult to monitor it while I'm live streaming. It's something that I have to do in my free time, do a private live stream and check it. But doing it while calling the game is a challenge. You know, these games move a lot faster now than they used to with the pitch clock and everything. Speaking of pitch, that one was inside for ball two. 2-0 against Garcia. And quickly, here comes the third pitch. That one's right in the bottom part of the zone called strike one. 2-1 against Adolis Garcia. I am out of hot water, out of coffee. At the end of this inning, I think I'm going to go turn on some more hot water and maybe make myself some more coffee. Or should I just get a cold drink of post-tonic water out of the fridge? We'll see. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Garcia. Swing and a miss. That will even the count, 2-2. One out, 2-2. Valdez facing Garcia. That was a beautiful curve. Man, if I could throw a curve like that, I would love to be playing again in Tokyo with my Taiwanese friends because, man, that one was nasty. Another curve ball, but this one on the outside, fouled away by Garcia to stay alive. Count remains 2-2. Bain, I see you've got another comment here. I've been watching my Rangers for 30 plus years, never seen our bullpen ever hang in there. Also, we have firepower, but totally clueless why we can't get a run. The starters for the Astros have been fire, but they haven't been getting runs. Now that pitch is outside for ball 3. Full count on Adolis Garcia. Framber Valdez waiting for the call he wants. He's got it. Here comes the full count pitch. This one is swung on and hit out to right field. Should be easily catchable by McCormick. He's right underneath it. He's got it. That's out. Number 2 for the Rangers. 1 out away from ending this 8th inning and having a no-hitter through 8 innings. Another masterful performance by Valdez. He hasn't had a performance like this through 8 innings in quite a while. Next batter is Jonah Heim. This will be the 90th pitch for Valdez, and here it comes. Swing and a miss. Very first pitch. 85 mile per hour. Strike 1. Heim was able to reach first base on an error by Bregman in the 6th inning. Little tapper down the first baseline. It's going to be foul. Diaz runs down the line and picks it up. That one was a dangerous one. Could have been a base hit if it had stayed fair, but just trickled foul. By the time Yiner got to it and picked it up, it was out of play. Right down the line. Second strike. 0-2 is the count against Heim. The good thing is that after that throwing error by Bregman and Heim got on first base, Valdez was able to come back and get a double play ball and eliminate that base runner. 91 pitches now for Framber Valdez, trying to wrap up this 8th inning. Getting loose and shaking himself out. He steps up on the rubber. He's going to be facing Robbie. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the 0-2 count versus Jonah Heim. Sorry about that. Getting ahead of myself here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one was low. Valdez gets the call he wants, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one's inside and low, and he skies it to center field. Myers doesn't have to move at all. He puts it away for out number 3. So through 8 innings, Valdez has a no-hitter on 92 pitches. Pretty amazing. Pretty darn sure that they're going to keep Valdez in there and let him go for a complete game, assuming he feels good. What a performance. Something we don't really see much of anymore. Number 1, we don't see many pitchers going 9 innings. But to throw 9 innings of no-hit ball is even rarer nowadays. Earlier this season, one of the Astros pitchers was the first to throw a no-hitter of 2024. That would be Ronel Blanco. Blanco has been a welcome and surprise performance addition to the Astros. But Bain, back to what you were saying about the Rangers earlier, about having the firepower but totally clueless while we can't get a run. I completely feel your pain. The Astros started off terrible kind of all around earlier this year. Their pitching was all over the place. Their ERAs were all over the place. Hunter Brown was looking like we're going to have to send him back down to the minors. But now the pitchers have turned it around. Hunter Brown is one of the key starters. He consistently goes 6 innings. His ERA is excellent. He's really been helping the Astros out a lot. And the starters have just really done their job recently. The problem for the Astros has primarily been in leaving runners on base. So they're not hitting the long ball, and they're getting a lot of guys on, but they just aren't driving in the base runners. It's been really, really bad. It's frustrating when the Astros are losing like 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. Those are great pitching games, and yet they can't hit the ball. My hero will be up to bat in just a moment after Chas McCormick, who is now in for the Astros at the plate. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Dane Dunning is still in the game. He's been kind of the workhorse for the past several innings for the Rangers. This next pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. McCormick takes a timeout to walk around in a circle, adjust his batting gloves, think about what he wants later for dinner. Now he's back in the box. Here comes the pitch from Dunning. 1-1 pitch goes to 1-2 on that changeup, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Chas McCormick. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one's bounced to the third baseman. He has a long throw to first base. What a beautiful throw. That one was nice. Gets Chas at first base. McCormick's nickname has been the Tasmanian Devil, but man, he has done anything but bat like a Tasmanian Devil. My hero, Jose Altuve, comes to bat. He's got a walk and a hit. Kind of a quiet game, but he has managed to get on base. Here comes the first pitch to him. Hit hard down the third base line, but foul. First pitch swing again by Altuve. Strike 1. Dunning just a couple pitches away from 50. He steps off the mound. Looks like he's messing with his pitch comm. Altuve steps out of the box for a moment, takes a breather. Now he's back in. Looks like we're ready to go. Here comes the pitch from Dunning. It's a bunt by Altuve. It's going to be a single. No chance for anybody to get to that one. They were not expecting that. The third baseman was playing so far back. Altuve bunted it right down the third base line. They couldn't even get to the ball before Altuve got on base. He was already to first. By the time the third baseman picked it up, Altuve was already on first. That was beautiful. This is the thing about Altuve I love sometimes, is that he tries to observe the situation and what will work in the situation. Bregman comes up and fouls it up. It's going to luckily float back out of play behind home plate. Wow. Multiple hit games. Altuve is about to pass Jeff Bagwell for the all-time second place for multi-hit games for the Astros. One more, and he'll tie Bagwell. 2 more, and he'll take the lead. 1 out. Altuve on first base. Bregman batting with 1 strike. Bregman trying to make something happen here. Here comes the pitch from Dunning. This will be his 51st pitch of the game. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Bregman has a tendency to fly out to the infield, and that foul ball behind the plate was a good example of that, but luckily he stays alive. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. That one's right on the outside of the zone for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 9th, the Astros leading 2-0. Would be nice for them to tack on some extra runs. 1 out. Altuve on first. Here comes the pitch to Bregman. This one's grounded to the shortstop. He bobbles it. He barely gets Altuve at second. Bregman is safe at first. That's 2 diving catches by Semien on Alex Bregman. But because he bobbled the ball, they were not able to get the double play. So Bregman will be on first. Altuve will go sit down, unfortunately. Yordan Alvarez comes up to bat with 2 outs. Alvarez really needing to find his inner strength again. Go gangbusters and hit one out of the park. Let's see if he can do something here. Here's the first pitch from Dunning. That one's in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. 1 for 4 in this game with a single. Batting .298 for the season, but he's been pretty quiet over the past month or so. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, way high, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike to Yordan Alvarez. Dane Dunning dealing his 56th pitch. Here it comes. Hit hard by Alvarez out to right field. That's going to be gone. Finally, Alvarez with a home run, a 2-run shot. I knew it was a home run as soon as I heard the crowd go silent and wait. There was a pause for a few seconds, And then as soon as they showed it on the screen, it was a no-doubter. Alvarez with a big smile on his face, very happy with that one. 112 miles per hour off the bat. Projected distance is 436 feet. Two-run shot. Scores Alex Bregman. That's going to double the score for the Astros, 4-0. Thank God, finally Alvarez gets a home run. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see one live. It seems like it's been forever. Wow. Now, I'll give you a stat on that in just a minute. Yainer Diaz comes to bat. First pitch to him is outside for ball one, but Yordan Alvarez now has the record fastest Astro to 150 home runs. Yainer Diaz gets a single through the left side, just to the left of the shortstop, Seager. He dives over for it, but isn't able to get it. So base hit for Diaz. Astros have another runner on with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Next pitch to the plate is going to be to Jeremy Pena. First pitch to him is right in the zone for strike one. 1 runner on, 2 outs. Astros have scored 2 runs this inning. They're now up to 11 hits. 4 runs on 11 hits. So many runners left on base. The Astros could have 10 runs this game. Here comes the next pitch to Pena, who bunts the ball right down the third baseline. It just trickles foul. He tries to do the Altuve and sneak a base hit. If it had been fair, he would have been safe. That was a perfect bunt, just a couple feet foul. 2 strikes versus Pena, no balls. That's 60 pitches now for Dunning. So in this game, I've seen a masterful 8 innings by Valdez and a home run by Yordan Alvarez. If I can see a no-hitter for this game, then I'll be very, very happy. This is a tapper back to the mound. Very easy toss for Dunning over to first base. Pena will be out. That'll do it for the Astros in this inning. Top of the ninth is over, but not before the Astros get 2 more runs on a 2-run shot by Alvarez that scored Alex Bregman. Framber Valdez is jogging back out to the mound. He's going to go for his no-hitter. He's 3 outs away. If he does it, well, so far it doesn't matter. He's still thrown a very, very impressive game, but working through some of the little things in this game and coming back and getting the outs has been impressive. It bodes well for what's to come. Framber Valdez can be so streaky. I'm going to check my audio right quick and see what it sounds like. Oh yeah. Okay. So my audio is much, much better than it was before. I just checked it. I jacked up my microphone level input. It was at about 85%. I just moved it up to 100%. I have limited controls over what I can do for the input strength and the output strength. I don't know if you guys are familiar with using streaming software. There's a software that I use. It's made by Prism. Prism has a couple of different softwares. They have a few different types. And technically, I actually use 2 of their softwares together. One is to capture my camera of myself, and I can make adjustments and add backgrounds and stuff. And then that sends the output of the camera to the Prism Studio. Prism Studio Live is the main software that I use to connect to YouTube. So you can actually input. It's a studio software, so you can put in several inputs, such as videos, pictures, text, cameras. If you have a connection with someone else, like for example, if I had a guest that's in another place and I have a connection to him with his camera, I can actually bring him in and put him in I can show all sorts of stuff in that studio. Whatever I put in that studio, it goes out to the YouTube live stream. It looks like Dubon is out in the field. He's replacing Jordan in left field, looks like. That's interesting. Grossman is up for the Rangers. First pitch to him is a ball. One ball, no strikes. Here comes the 95th pitch from Valdez. A little high and inside for ball 2. Grossman is the DH. He's 0 for 2 today. Here comes the next pitch. Right in the lower outside corner of the zone. Strike 1. 2-1. Grossman. What is his... Oh. Okay. Next pitch to Grossman is a curveball right in the middle of the plate. Strike 2. 2-2. Even count. No strikeouts for Grossman, but more than likely he has a couple of groundouts. 2-2. Valdez looks back for some reason, and here's the pitch. In the dirt, curveball taken for ball 3. The count is full. Valdez gets up to 98 pitches. He's knocking at the door of 100. No outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Here comes the full count pitch to Grossman. That's going to be ball 4 off the plate. It trickles back to the wall as Diaz tried to frame it. That's going to be the second walk of the game for Valdez. Valdez backs off the mound. He seems a little unhappy, but he doesn't look too upset. That's going to bring up Ezekiel Duran. This will be the 100th pitch of the game. Duran has a ground out and a strikeout. A nice double play ball here would be perfect. Here comes a pitch from Valdez. It is a ground ball to Bregman. It looks like it's going to be a double play opportunity, and it is. Bregman to Altuve to Singleton for the double play. Framber Valdez with a big smile on his face. 2 outs after 100 pitches. On the 100th pitch of the game, double play. A beautiful catch by Bregman on a short hop. Bregman coming back with a masterful play. Not only did he make an amazing catch, but he made the perfect throw over to Altuve. That brings up Josh Smith. First pitch to him is in the lower corner of the zone for strike 1. Very exciting. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Smith. That one bounces outside for ball 1. 1-1. Josh Smith is 0 for 3 tonight with a ground out in the 7th inning. 1-1 even is the count. Valdez comes back on the rubber. Kind of exciting. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Just outside, misses 2-1. 84 mile per hour. Looked like kind of a change up there. A slider? Yeah, slider. Come on, Astros. Yeah, man. Come on, Valdez. Get that no-hitter. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Way up high and inside. Smith has to pull away from that one as it gets very close to clipping him. 3 balls, 1 strike. Valdez is taking a moment to grab the rosin bag, step off the mound. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one's in there, in the side corner, swing and a miss by Josh Smith. Full count. Of course, it's a full count. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, full count. The 106th pitch from Valdez on the way to get the no-hitter. It's in the dirt, ball 4. Very, very close. 1 pitch away. There'll be a fresh batter coming up to the plate. 1 runner on base. Josh Smith moves to first base. Whoops. I didn't update it after that double play. Sorry about that. We do have 1 runner on first. Corey Seager comes up. He's 0 for 3 with a flyout in the 7th inning. 2 outs. Here comes the first pitch from Valdez, and this one's hit high, way up high. It's going way back to the warning track. Is it going to be gone? It is. 1 out away from a no-hitter, as close as 1 strike away from a no-hitter for Valdez. He gives up a 2-run shot on the very first pitch to Corey Seager. It can't be more disappointing than that, guys. The same nonsense that ended the game yesterday, a 2-run shot that won that game, and this one destroys Framber Valdez's no-hitter bid with just 1 out remaining to get in the 9th inning. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Framber Valdez immediately puts his hands on his hips, looks so disappointed. I can't blame him. What a great performance. But with that hit, they're gonna take him out. He's not going to get the complete game. It's 4-2 with no runners on, 2 outs. A lot of people are standing and cheering and clapping for Valdez. 1 strike on Josh Smith. He just needed the 1 strike on Josh Smith, and that would have been the complete game and the no-hitter for Valdez. But the 1 hit he gives up is a 2-run shot right in the bottom of the 9th. I'm shocked, unbelievably shocked with that. 1 bad pitch and punished. Oh, man. Bain says, I'm looking at the Yankees taking the lot this year. The Yankees are a very dangerous team. Yeah, I can't say that I know a whole lot about the Yankees other than, especially early in the year, they were just going crazy. But I do know that they've had a lot of trouble, maybe starting about a month and a half ago or so, I believe. I just saw a little bit of video talking about how they struggled a little bit in some areas and haven't been playing like they did in the first part of the season. So it's hard to say. If they are able to continue playing like they did early on, then absolutely I could see them making a run and getting into the World Series, no problem. But right now they're competing with some other teams. I think the Orioles are also a team that they need to compete with, but the Astros swept the Orioles. That's the thing that I don't understand, is that the Astros have played some teams that are really hard, and they've shown up, but then other times they just lay down, especially against teams they should be beating. Oh, man. Valdez is in the dugout, and he's smiling, but he's got to be upset with giving up that homer. That's sad. 1 strike away he was. Josh Hader is now on the mound. Check swing by Marcus Semien. They say he didn't go. That's ball 1. 49 innings by Hader, ERA of 3.86. 76 strikeouts in 49 innings. The long ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Hader. Swing and a miss in the dirt. 1-1. One and one. Here comes a pitch from Hader. That one's a bouncer in the dirt. Ball 2. Probably would have been better for Valdez to throw that 2-run homer in the first inning and then just shut them down for the next 8 innings. That would have been better than to have this result, maybe. Here comes the pitch from Hader. Outside, 3-1. Just like that, Hader is behind in the count and threatening to walk Semien. He wants a ball change. They give him a new one. Hader needs to shut this down right now. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Way high, way outside the zone, ball 4. He puts a runner on, so the tying run comes to the plate. Don't quite understand why they took Valdez out. It would have been nice to leave him in and let him have a chance to get the next batter and complete the game. Josh Young comes to the plate. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Josh Hader facing Josh Young. First pitch to him is on the way. That's high for ball 1. A good foot outside the zone there. 1-0. 0 for 3 versus Josh Hader is Young. This one's in the inside corner for strike 1, 1-1. Here comes a pitch from Hader at 1-1, swing and a miss. Nice fastball, 96 miles an hour by Hader. I feel like Hader pitches better when the umpire makes him angry. He starts throwing harder, buzzing it by the batters. 1-2 is the count here against Young. Here comes the pitch. Swing and hit out to right field. That's going to be a fly ball to the warning track, all the way to the wall. McCormick is able to catch it right by the wall. Man, it would have been nice if that had been the case with Valdez's hit, but it stays in the park, and that's going to be it. The Astros do win 4-2 on 11 hits with 1 error. Unfortunately, Valdez does not get the no-hitter, but he had 8 2/3 innings of no-hit baseball. Gives up the 2-run homer. So he has a 1-hit game. Hader comes in, gets the last out. Almost gets another no-hitter. Isn't quite able to get it, but the Astros do get the victory 4-2. I'll give you guys the summary of the game in just a minute, but for those of you who are coming in late, basically what you missed was a masterful performance by Framber Valdez that just came shy, literally 1 pitch away from being a no-hitter, a 9-inning complete game no-hitter. But this is the way it went for the game. Valdez didn't have a lot of strikeouts. He had 5. But he got a lot of ground balls, 3 walks, pitched 8.2 innings, walked 1 runner in the bottom of the 9th on a full count. He was 1 strike away from getting his complete game no-hitter, but he walked him. Next batter was Corey Seager. Very first pitch, hit it out of the park. First hit of the game, scored 2 runs. And the Astros decided to go ahead and pull him out and bring in Josh Hader to close the game. Hader walked a guy and then got the next out on a fly ball deep to right field. He almost gave up another 2-run home run. Very, very heart-pounding there. But the Astros do pull out the win 4-2. And this is the scoring summary. The top of the 4th, Myers was able to single to right, scoring Jeremy Pena. Put the Astros on the board 1-0. In the top of the 6th, the Astros struck again when Myers again singled to left field, scoring Pena again, leading the Astros to a 2-0 lead. In the top of the 9th, Yordan Alvarez finally homers again. It seems like it's been forever since he's homered, which also scored Bregman, putting the Astros up 4-0, 436 feet on that home run. And then in the bottom of the 9th, of course, you know the story. I just mentioned it. Framber Valdez, unfortunately, giving up the 2-out, 2-run shot to Corey Seager, breaking his no-hitter for the game and allowing the Rangers a chance to come back. But Hader, thankfully, was able to come in and get that last out. The Astros win 4-2. Now, for the game tomorrow, I will be broadcasting the game tomorrow. And let me give you a quick rundown of what I know about that game, just to let you know what time and who's going to be pitching. Tomorrow's game is going to be a little difficult for me. I'm in Japan. I call these games from Japan because this is where I live. I go to school here. For me, the game starts at 3:35 in the middle of the night, essentially. For you guys, it's going to be much earlier in the day. This game starts almost 6 hours earlier than usual. More of an afternoon game, I guess you could say, in Arlington. For the Astros, Yusei Kikuchi is scheduled to be on the mound Right now, as far as I know, the Rangers are undecided about who will be starting in the game. I don't have that information. On ESPN, it lists as undecided. Kikuchi has started one game with the Astros so far. He had an excellent first outing. The very first inning, he gave up some runs, and it looked like, oh my gosh, just three pitches into the game, the Astros were already down by a couple of runs. But after that, he just started striking everybody out like crazy. He had 8 strikeouts in a row, tying a franchise record for the Astros. Had an excellent game, went through 6 innings, and the Astros wound up winning that game. It was an excellent outing, first outing for Kikuchi and the Astros. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in this next game against the Rangers. The series now is tied in Arlington, 1-1. And we'll see who wins the series tomorrow. Hopefully the Astros can buckle down and do something, but the Rangers are putting up a fight. The pitching has not been bad, but the key hits for the Astros made the difference here, and the masterful pitching of Framber Valdez. Baines says, at least I can always rely on Seager to make things interesting. Yeah, that's true. He does, and it seems like he does it against the Astros a lot. Good pitching by Valdez. Our Rangers just need to get hot and stay hot. Yep, same here, man. Good luck to you guys. I want everybody to be healthy and to see a good game between the teams. You have a good night, too. And for the rest of you, wherever you are, I hope you have a good morning, good night, or good evening. I hope to see you in Game 3. Until then, that's pretty much it for Go Tiger Astros. I'm going to log off here, get myself some lunch, and then get prepared to do some homework, some Japanese homework, and then teach some English classes online. That's it for me today, guys. I'll make a summary video and post that in just a little bit, so you can be on the lookout for that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I hope to see you about 12 hours from now. No, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 hours from now for Game 3. See you then.